大家好，我是老吴。这几天一直都在关注正在拉斯维加斯火热举行的 CES 2026，今年的主题无疑是 AI， 所有的产品哪怕是传统一些的家电行业都必须要带一点 AI 的成分。苏妈、黄教主之类的都携带了很多重磅产品登场，是要把这场 AI 军备竞赛进行到底。但是最有意思的也是最重量级的对话，却是苏妈和一位嘉宾的对话。我们先迅速过一下个别重磅产品，再详聊一下这个重量级的嘉宾以及美国的 AI 创世纪计划。
The world's best AI rack. So today, I'm proud to announce the new Ryzen AI 400 series, the industry's broadest and most advanced family of AI PC processors. Today, I'm excited to announce the AMD Ryzen AI Halo, a new reference platform for local AI deployment. Now, I would say this is pretty beautiful.
What do you guys think? This is a Rubin Pod, 1152 GPUs in 16 racks. Today we're announcing Alpamayo, the world's first thinking, reasoning autonomous vehicle AI.
重头戏来了 CES 2026整个会议期间最有权势的人登场 Michael Kratizius 1986年11月7日生人，十分年轻但履历非凡。他家是希腊移民，出生在美国，本科毕业于普林斯顿政治系，毕业以后曾在多家投资以及对冲基金工作过，最高当过 CFO。 17年他进入白宫工作，19年 Trump 的第一任期他出任白宫首席技术官以及科技政策办公室的副主任。20年他加入美国国防部，负责国防部的研究和工程，并且是国防部长首席幕僚，掌管着 DOD $1060亿的世界第一大科研经费。21年他加入明星创业公司 Scale AI， 成为董事总经理，负责策略的制定。25年 Trump 第二任期他正式出任白宫科技政策办公室的主任，成为美国历史上该职位最年轻以及唯一一位没有博士学位的主任。作为特朗普的技术方面首席幕僚，他一直强调要加强美国的高科技，例如 AI、量子空间和 5G 等领域，是这些领域的政策倡导者和实际制定者之一。可以说他是美国科技政策制定的灵魂人物，甚至会影响美国的国运。这也是为什么包括苏妈、黄教主之内的科技大拿见到他都得客客气气，十分尊敬。而由 Trump 和 Michael 等人推进的 AI 国家战略中间，最著名的也是最新的一个计划，就是 Genesis Mission， 中文翻译叫做创世纪计划，直接对标甚至超过的是当年的 Manhattan 计划。
In every age, humanity invents new ways to see further. The telescope let us glimpse the stars. The microscope revealed the worlds within us. For centuries, thinkers like Leibniz, Shannon, and Turing dreamed of making all knowledge computable. But today, knowledge grows faster than our ability to understand it. Trillions of data points, a universe of information still unconnected. Now, a new instrument emerges, one capable not only of observing the universe, but of understanding it. Genesis Mission will transform how science is done in America, uniting our brightest minds, most powerful computers, and vast scientific data into one living system for discovery. Built on artificial intelligence and quantum computing, it will radically redefine the scale, speed, and purpose of scientific progress in America. This is the work that will define our generation's legacy. A new revolution begins, one guided not by competition alone, but by curiosity, imagination, and the belief that discovery is the truest form of progress.
简单总结一下，就是创世纪计划是美国 AI 国家战略中间的一个具体的大项目，它是由美国能源部，也就是 DOE 主导的，旨在创造一个 platform infrastructure， 也就是平台型的科研基础设施架构，来加速美国整体的科研，从而巩固美国的科技霸权。这里面的核心助力就是 AI， 包括大模型、算力、数据以及相关的人才。这个项目的参与机构包括能源部旗下的17个国家实验室及其附属机构。顺便提一句，在美国与核能相关的主要实验室其实都是在 DOE， 也就是能源部的旗下。美国的核武器也都是由 DOE 开发的，还包括一流的大学。自从这个项目2025年11月24号签署以后，第一批24家美国顶尖的科技企业已经加入，例如 AMD、Google、Amazon、OpenAI、NVIDIA。这个名单毫无疑问还会进一步扩大。这个项目主要聚焦的是3大领域，第一个是能源相关的，包括先进的核能、可控核聚变、智能电网；第二个是发现类的科学，包括材料和生物医药、空间和粒子的探索，特别是量子的领域；第三个是国家安全类的，包括新材料，特别是关键材料的自给自足，这里面当然包括最重要的稀土之类的，以及先进的制造。可以看到它的野心非常大，如果这些领域都能实现突破，不仅能让美帝继续科技霸权，还能摆脱一些例如关键材料供给的制约。另外，最早签署的文件里面没怎么提到教育，但是后来 Michael 和苏妈的聊天里面也提到了，川普政府的科技霸权里面一个重点是要加强 AI 教育，这个就是更长远一点的计划了。总体来说，这个计划非常的厉害，就要看执行力如何了。未来，好了，我们先来看一下他和苏妈之间的对话。
Michael, thank you so much for being here. I know just how busy you are. You've described this Genesis mission as a real moonshot with the largest mobilization of federal scientific resources in decades. Can you talk a bit about why Genesis is so important?
The Genesis mission is a great example of how President Trump has moved fast in less than a year in order for the U.S. to lean in and win the AI race. Genesis is the largest marshaling of federal scientific resources in recent history, and at a scale and an urgency as the Apollo mission or even the Manhattan Project. We are bringing together the unmatched power of our national laboratories, supercomputers, and the nation's top scientific and innovative minds with the goal of doubling the productivity and impact of American science within a decade. This whole of government approach represents a historic mobilization of resources, tasking the Department of Energy to integrate its world-class supercomputers and data sets into a unified, closed-loop AI platform. Integrating this data, the Genesis mission leverages the power of AI to automate experiment design, to accelerate simulations, and generate predictive models that accelerate federal R&D productivity. Priority areas of focus include the greatest scientific challenges of our time that can dramatically improve our nation's economic and national security. These span biotechnology, critical minerals, nuclear energy, space exploration, quantum, semiconductors, microelectronics. And a few weeks ago, we announced the first wave of industry partnerships to the Genesis mission, and that included AMD. So thank you for that. As a next step, we're working towards bringing even more federal resources into the Genesis mission, and this is going to include a variety of agencies, including the National Science Foundation, National Institutes for Health, and the National Institute for Standards and Technology.
Well, look, thank you, Michael. We are very proud to be part of Genesis, super excited. If you look back, so many of the technologies that we have today really started with long-term public and private partnerships. So where do you see Genesis actually making the biggest impact beyond science?
Well, through Genesis, we will create the world's largest and highest quality scientific data sets to train the next generation of AI systems, pushing them beyond their current mastery of language and code into the realm of science. Now, as you can imagine, this will lead to tremendous spillover effects across healthcare, drug discovery, energy, and manufacturing. Fundamentally, we are seeing a massive shift in America's science and technology enterprise. We are now at a place where the US government, private sector, and universities together are investing over $1 trillion in R&D every year, with the private sector leading the way by carrying out 2/3 of that R&D alone. Now, the Genesis mission understands this and leverages the full strength of that entire ecosystem.
That's wonderful, Michael. Now, we have talked a lot about how important it is for the US to lead in AI. Can you talk about what are the biggest things that we must do to get right such that we lead in AI?
Absolutely. There are 3 strategic priorities the U.S. needs to get right as laid out in President Trump's AI action plan. The first is we need to remove barriers to innovation and accelerate research and development. We are already at work looking for regulatory roadblocks to innovation and seeing where we can update or remove them entirely. This effort will ensure the U.S. is a home for the next great technologies to be created and to be commercialized. Next, we need to get AI infrastructure and energy production right. We've taken significant actions to streamline permitting to data center construction and support all forms of energy, including advanced nuclear reactors. Looking beyond our borders, it's all about AI diplomacy and exporting American technologies to the world. The US government is underway in establishing the American AI Export Program to bring American innovators and innovations to our partners and allies around the world. The Department of Commerce will be issuing an RFP this month seeking proposals to create a turnkey AI stack, including everything from infrastructure and chips to models and applications. Last but not least, another strategic priority for President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump is AI and education. I talked earlier about winning the AI race. Focusing on AI and education is about truly winning our AI future today. It starts by helping parents and teachers and students navigate AI's opportunities and challenges in the classroom. I am thrilled that in a matter of months, we are seeing tremendous participation with over 5,000 students and 1,000 educators across all 50 states signing up for the Presidential AI Challenge. Now, submissions close on January 20th, so please visit AI.gov to participate. And also look for these regional competitions that are ultimately going to culminate at a championship at the White House this summer. We've also secured over 200 pledges from leaders like AMD for free AI educational resources, including apprenticeships, access to AI top models, and curricula for so many teachers around the country.
Michael, look, we're incredibly proud to support the AI Education Pledge and really to help expand access to AI education with more hands-on opportunities for students to learn and build. That's why we've actually committed $150 million to programs that bring AI into more classrooms and communities across the country. We're investing in the next generation of AI research and talent. We're building research collaborations with more than 800 educational institutions around the world, including many of the top engineering and computer programs. And we're also committing to developing coursework to promote our open ecosystem. So we're offering free online AI courses to reach over 150,000 students this year. So, Michael, I want to say thank you for your leadership on this topic and the First Lady's leadership. I can tell you that it certainly is making a difference in galvanizing the industry. Now, before you go, I have a very fun thing for us to do. It is really a moment for us to highlight some really amazing work as a direct outcome of the AI Education Pledge. So, a little bit of background. We recently partnered with Hack Club on a nationwide AI and robotics campaign. More than 15,000 high school students signed up, with the top teams coming together in Silicon Valley last month for an in-person hackathon to bring their designs to life. It's actually incredible to see what these students were able to build in just one weekend. You can imagine it was a little bit competitive at this hackathon, and as part of the recognition, we invited the top 3 teams to be here at CES, right here in the front row, so they could experience the biggest tech event of the year firsthand, and we could congratulate them in person. So let's give them a big round of applause. And to tell us a little bit more about their project, I'd like to invite the Hackathon Gold Medal winners, Emmy McDonald, Ruzana Gaboyan, and Afia Ava of Team Arm Tender to the stage. All right, you guys are amazing. Congratulations on the incredible work. Now, before you talk about the project, can you just share a little bit about yourselves? Like, where are you from and when did you start coding?
Sure. I'm Emmy, I'm 17, and I'm from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I started coding when I was around 12, and I joined Hack Club when I was 16.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to see you all. My name is Rosanna Gaboyan, and I'm a 17-year-old student from Cleveland, Ohio. I started coding when I was 12, and I joined Hack Club as soon as I turned 16.
Hi, everyone. My name is Afia. I'm 18 from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. I started coding about 2 years ago through Hack Club.
That is fantastic. Now, tell us a little bit about your project.
Of course. Together with Rosanna and Afia, my Hack Club teammates, we built an AI robot barista. It's a robotic arm that autonomously serves beverages using a motorized wheel that spins to select a soft drink. We trained a single unified vision language model to multitask using the AMD Developer Cloud with MI300X GPUs. The robotic arm runs entirely on an AMD Ryzen AI laptop using 3 cameras. And we came to the hackathon with no previous AI training experience.
Now, can you believe that? No previous AI training experience, and this is what they did? You guys are clearly doing great things. Just give me an idea, like, what are you most excited about working on next?
Thanks so much, Lisa. So my mom actually works at our local fire department. She's in the audience. Hi, Mom. And she is a former firefighter. One thing that we noticed when training ArmTender is that it was able to capture complex human behaviors. Like, it was able to try again to grab a can after it missed it without us programming that specifically. I want to build a robot that can be used in firefighting to go into building fires and case the building before firefighters go in. And the complexity of motion that we saw AI exhibiting could make that possible in a way that wasn't before.
I love that. What do you guys think? Well, look, we are all about encouraging and inspiring young people to pursue their dreams. And tonight, we actually have a special surprise for you guys. So AMD is awarding each of you a $20,000 educational grant to invest in your future as innovators to help you keep building.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Look, you guys are just a great example of what the AI Education Pledge is all about, because what you've created, it's clear that there's so much we can do. So congratulations to all of you. And Michael, thank you for being here and really helping bridge all of this together. We appreciate everything you're doing for the country and for the industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Congratulations.
这个 Michael 年纪轻轻，说话就蛮有职业政客的风范，还蛮厉害的。未来的前途不可限量。这一次的 CES 可以说是所有企业一个 AI 时代的缩影，大家都在赌 AI 能够改变世界，甚至成为新一次工业革命的契机，极大提高生产效率、创新速度，改善人们的生活，以及国家层面上巩固霸权，提高 GDP。因此，各大 Tech 公司过去的这2-3年都主动或者被动的在大幅扩大资本开支，企图抢占先机。但是这里面就带来了几个问题。第一个是谁在为这个大幅的投入或者大幅的资本支出买单？前段时间就有一些关于这些 Tech 公司互相投资内循环的一个笑话。如果是资本市场好的话呢，那么1、2级市场自然可以贡献他们的力量，但是如果不好，就像例如天朝过去几年那样，那么就只能由债务或者是企业牺牲利润来买单。不管怎么说，钱都是大问题。如今 Trump 政府大张旗鼓的把 AI 提升到国家战略，并且有具体的例如Genesis Mission 之类的大项目推出，不仅表明政府会参与这场 AI 基建，至少投入的是国家实验室的资源、数据以及算力，甚至可能直接为其中的一部分基建买单。这样，私营的企业和相关的产业就会更有底气去投入这些基建。第二个问题 ，AI 基建做好了以后，是否能有相应的产出？大家在宣讲的时候，自然都是动不动说 AI 应用的时代即将来临，随便挑一个赛道都是万亿美金的市场。但是谁的心里又能笃定这不是大饼，又或者即便不是大饼，真的有那么大的体量吗？而最终哪个赛道会胜出呢？从目前来看，例如无人驾驶、机器人之类的赛道似乎更有胜算，行业的体量以及应用的场景也更能够想象一些。但是最终的落地还不知道要多久，而其他的一些各种有的没的尝试，则更多是如履薄冰，随时可能会死掉。 第三个问题，为什么美国政府在此时会下场搏杀？从官方直接将这个项目对标曼哈顿计划就可以看出来，是有着国际地缘政治和综合国力竞争的压力的，甚至可能是迫于压力的孤注一掷。虽然美的的小伙伴现在依旧很多，这个利益集团依旧是世界的霸主，但是不得不说，美的最近这些年的优势和影响力已经在逐步减弱。另外，和私企比较关注视觉、语言以及其他应用的赛道很不同， Genesis 涉及的领域侧重于能源、基础科研以及国家安全，更关注底层硬核科技以及国家战略层面。这种事情呢，也只有政府有能力来引导。一旦这些领域真能借由 AI 提速，抢占先机，那么美的的霸权自然会更加巩固。另外 AI 这个行业发展至今几大瓶颈，例如算力、电力、数据等等，单靠私企已经有点捉襟见肘，这时候政府入局也有一定的必然性。从人工智能伦理的角度，政府也不太可能任由其野蛮生长，由政府部门例如 DOE 来主导，可能更加可控一些。最后的是 Genesis Mission 这个愿景是否能实现呢？老吴只能说不知道。以往的工业革命都会带来技术革命、新的行业以及巨大的生产力提升。目前的 AI 虽然能提高人们的工作效率，但至少没有诞生什么新的落地产业，甚至还带来了一些例如失业之类的社会问题。技术本身也还有一些致命的缺陷。当然了，从美国内部来讲，最大的问题自然是两党的博弈、总统任期的问题。换人了以后，说不定就全改了。